What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How you guys doing? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Man, I am so hyped right now. I mean, having the press conference today was really, really cool. It really starts to really make you believe that maybe there's a chance. There's a chance. You mean there's a chance that we're going to have a football season. I don't know if you guys watched last night, All or Nothing, but, you know, you got to feel that the NFL is serious about stopping the Rona. They're doing everything they can to make sure this stuff doesn't spread. And in fact, you look at what they were doing. I mean, literally, they were bombing the place, you know, who knows what chemicals out there. Everybody's masking up, they're keeping people apart and everything else. You know, maybe if we all did the same kind of thing, we'd get past this stuff. Yeah, just a thought. Just a thought. So, thinking about this season, yesterday, the Washington football team, I still want to say Skins, I'm sorry. It's just a habit that's happened over 54 years of saying Washington Redskins. It's going to be mistakes on that. They announced that there won't be fans in the stands for the 2020 season. As a lot of teams, we know the Eagles won't have any fans in the stands. I think Baltimore said they might have 25,000, but don't quote me on that. I think Jacksonville said they might have up to 25,000, something like that. The Raiders with the new stadium, they talked about, you know, maybe nobody being in there. I'm not sure about the Rams or the Chargers, what they're doing with California, but I think California rules are going to be harsher than others. And at the press conference, I don't know for sure if this is true or not, but the question is, will you be having fans in the stands with the state guidelines of 50%? 50%. 50%. That's a lot. So if you're talking about being 6 foot apart, 50% in the stands doesn't quite work, because that's basically every other seat is empty. That's not 6 feet apart. Now, I know the seats are on rails and they can slide them apart further. You know, that's where Jerry Jones was 100% right, that the Dallas Cowboys AT&T Stadium is probably more equipped to handle social distancing and crowds better than anybody else. Because I got to say, if you think about FedEx Field for the Washington football team, it's basically the stands. Now you could socially distance there because, quite frankly, the joint's been empty for years. They actually have given away tickets for Snickers before. That's a true story. Literally, person traded tickets for Snickers bars. But when you think about AT&T Stadium, they could do some things that would be really, really unique. Like, for example, think about this. And this just came across in my head. With those Jumbotron TVs outside, they could do it like a drive-in theater. You know what I mean? Set out in the parking lot, spaced 6 feet apart. Oh, it's not like they haven't had people watching the game in tents before at AT&T at the Super Bowl. But they could expand outside there in the concourses with the Jumbotron. They can use the club levels, those big club level sections and stuff like that, and socially distanced tables. They can, like I said, the seats are on rails, so they can move those around. And I think the ruling was, if they're outdoor stadiums, so they can always open up the roof or open up the doors on the concourse, and that's an outdoor field. And they could technically have fans in the stands. Now the question is, with the first 8 rows covered for advertising, which means then the dugout seats will be too close to the players, so those won't be able to be used then either. And since the front row seats are also the dugout seats, it's a wash. The question is, would you go to a game in Dallas during the pandemic? And should we? Or should we just be satisfied with the idea and the concept that, hey, at least we have football to watch on television? Now, I know from a businessman standpoint, of course, Jerry Jones wants to have that place packed. Revenue is coming in. That's his money. So every fan that he can put in there is more money in the pocket. But the question again is, do you? And you, the fan, would you want to go during the pandemic? For me, I think I'm going to be okay this year sitting out the game. And I'll tell you why I'm okay with this. Maybe I'm a scared little bitch. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm worrying about something I really don't need to worry about. Maybe. However, with the 54 years that I have behind me, I have gone to games before. I've gone to the beach before. I've gone to amusement parks before. And I will again. But me missing out for 1 year, if it means that maybe I help from spreading corona, as in catching it myself, risking my life, or risking others passing it on, I think I would rather err on the side of caution. Because that's me. That's my own personal opinion, my own personal choice. Because if, hypothetically, I got to tell you, I am so hyped up about my team. The fact that my team, that my players, that 90% of the team, 90% of them, according to Dak, are all staying at the Omni. They're checking in for training camp. They're going to be a team. The great thing for the Cowboys, probably more so than any other team, is they literally have a hotel that's tied into the facilities that they don't even have to go outside to get to the practice facilities. They don't have to touch a car. They don't have to get on a bus. They don't have to take an Uber. They literally can walk from the hotel room to the practice facilities and on the field. So as far as keeping away from everybody and being in a bubble, the Dallas Cowboys are doing that 100%. Now, hypothetically, let's say we do get this season started and capacity of AT&T is, that's a telemarketer, is about 95,000 plus because they can reconfigure it. They tried to get 115, I think, for the Super Bowl. But let's say 45,000. Putting 45,000 people in AT&T, between them, the food vendors, the security, the ticket checkers, and all of those people. Because you can't just put fans in there and not have people somewhere between the field and the fans to make sure nobody runs out on the field. And you know there's always going to be a couple of crazies, especially if we're playing the Eagles, you let some of them come down for the game. What if we start a season, we start playing real well, we get a crowd of people, it's the middle of the winter, the flu's getting worse, and all of a sudden it goes around the stadium, and then half our team gets it, puts them on quarantine for 2 weeks. Yeah, Jerry will make some more money with the fans being there, but he might end up risking a chance for that ring. I'm just saying. I just don't know. And again, this is just my own personal opinion about trying to put more fans in the stands when you're in one of the highest levels of coronavirus in the country. I just don't see that being a good idea. So wait and see what happens. But I'd like to know, do you want to go? And I can tell you right now, they want to get fed. Don't you guys? All right, let me get them fed. Yesterday I tried putting the tripod in the water so you guys could really see it. They didn't like that too much. They did not like that. Scared the bejeebies out of them. I guess they thought it was like the blue monster coming after them. So let me try and move this a little closer so you guys can see my babies. You see them down there? What's up? Suey! 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 Here, fishy, fishy, fishies! Come here, fishies! How you doing, fishies? Say hello for the camera. Look at that. Hey! Say hello to the camera. Say hello. 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 What's up? You guys are silly. You're silly. You are silly. All right. Let me get you some food. They're crazy. All right. I got more work to do in the shop. Working on our new racks for our beer glasses. And like Dak Prescott, I'm not worried about tomorrow. I'm going to take care of today. I'm Mark Holmes, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And thank you for being here for the Food and Feeding Frenzy. Now if I can just get up off the ground.